Okay, it's time now for today's focus. Over 2 years ago, a village in Brazil was destroyed by an ecological disaster. A mining dam burst, sending toxic water pouring down over homes. 19 people were killed and the river polluted. Today, survivors are living on emergency aid and in what were supposed to be temporary homes. The company wants to get its mining activities up and running again, but as Brazil's capital hosts an international conference on water, our reporters are taking a look at the current situation for the locals living in the area.
Bento Rodrigues, a village in Brazil's Minas Gerais state, is now a sea of ochre-colored ruins. There's no one in sight. Gaëlle Essoo's home has become a ghost town.
My house was here. I lost my house, my history, everything. It's only thanks to God that we weren't killed.
On November 5th, 2015, Gaëlle's village was almost completely destroyed. That day, the Fundão Dam burst open. It had been protecting the town from millions of cubic meters of water, which were drawn out of the ground in an iron ore mine. A tsunami of toxic mud killed 19 people, including 13 employees of the mining company, Samarco. It polluted the Rio Doce River for over 600 kilometers. It killed tons of fish. It became the biggest ecological disaster in the history of Brazil.
Nossa Deus, olha!
Over 2.5 years later, victims have been rehoused 30 kilometers away in the town of Mariana. That's where Gaëlle Essoo now lives.
This is my new home, where I live. It's 3 floors. I live on the first, my father-in-law on the second, and my sister-in-law on the third.
The mining company, Samarco, pays their rent.
The apartment is small, but it's okay.
She lives here with her husband, 2 children, and grandmother. She and the 8,000 other disaster victims receive €340 per month in compensation.
To me, this compensation and all of this paperwork, they're just small details. All I want to do is to go back home.
The mining company promised them a new village, safer and farther away from the dams, but she has her doubts.
According to them, it will be finished by March 2019. But they haven't even begun yet. I think it will take time. I'm sure we still won't have our new homes by next year.
In the meantime, Gaëlle tries to start working again. She and her sister-in-law have a business making hot pepper jam. In the disaster, over 1,000 kilograms of their peppers were destroyed.
These are the hot peppers they bought for us. We were going to harvest on a Monday, but the dam broke 4 days before that. We lost all of our harvest. It's their obligation to replace the stock we lost.
That obligation belongs to a foundation called Renova. It was created in August 2016 as a partnership between the company Samarco, its shareholders, and local government officials. It coordinates all the recovery work.
What piece did we receive today?
This shop restores relics from destroyed churches.
Our Lady of Conceição from the Church of Gesteira.
But while €15 million have been spent restoring relics, the majority of victims have still not been compensated. In the face of criticism, director Andrea Azevedo says she's not responsible for delays.
We have a schedule set up so that most of each compensation, maybe 90%, will be paid in July. Mariana will take longer because the community asked for changes in their criteria for compensation. Today we've spent more or less 760 million reals on compensation, and we plan to spend as much as 2 billion reals.
The foundation has been criticized for its lack of transparency. Victims' associations say they've been kept at a distance. That made Renova recently relaunch some of its programs. In this village of Barra Longa, which was almost completely rebuilt by the foundation, Rafael and Adeline's farm became a model.
This is a pilot project, so hopefully it can make other projects around here more successful. We installed a system of pickets, pits and dams. Renova wants to replicate this on other properties, so they are bringing visitors here to see it.
With this tourism project for 212 families, Renova wants to boost its image. But river water quality is still a problem. Renova says the river's water has never been this clean. How's the quality of the water now?
We have control stations which take monthly measurements. In some areas, the water is up to the standard, but in others, it's on the verge of the rates accepted by the Brazilian law. I'll give you the data.
Can we go fishing?
We still don't know if fishing is allowed because we haven't studied the question yet.
After the disaster, Samarco suspended its mine. But the company is now trying to get all the authorizations it needs to open operations again.